What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to be doing my way too early 2022 NFL mock draft. The NFL 2021 mock draft ended recently, and let's just start off with the mock drafts for 2022. Now, bear with me because I may not know all the players, because I know a good amount of them, but I don't know a ton, so I won't probably be that knowledgeable about them and that in depth. So meaning that this video won't be that long. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and let's get into it. To start it off with the first pick, the Detroit Lions will be taking Spencer Rattler out of Oklahoma. Spencer Rattler, generational talent. He was very good this season, and I believe he will be even better next season. All right, Rattler, I think he's a lot. People will say he looks like Mahomes. Yes, he does. But I think he plays a lot more like a guy like Deshaun Watson. He's pretty mobile, and then he's got a really good release, and he's a magician in the pocket, just like Deshaun Watson. I also think he's a lot like Russell Wilson. So I think Rattler will be the first pick in the draft. Um, I don't think the Lions are going to prioritize edge rusher. And I think, obviously, if they have the number one pick in the draft, that means that the Jared Goff situation didn't go too well. So I think Rattler will get drafted. Who knows where Jared Goff will go? He may be going to a different team. And then the Texans at 2, I think they take Kayvon Thibodeau, the best player in the draft right now. Kayvon Thibodeau, very good out of Oregon. He's very aggressive and he's very fast. He's a good fast outside edge rusher. And I think that Kayvon Thibodeau would be a good pick for Houston because he's a lot like Jadeveon Clowney. He would be that replacement that they've been looking for. And Thibodeau, the reason why I'm having the Texans go defense is because Thibodeau is just so good on the defensive side of the ball. He could easily be a high draft pick in the 2021 NFL draft, maybe even second round, but we don't know about that. But Kayvon Thibodeau, just such a good player, and I think the Texans are going to hold off a QB because, of course, Deshaun Watson isn't gone yet, and he's on a no-trade clause, meaning the Texans do not have to trade him no matter what, no matter how much he demands a trade, and I think eventually Deshaun Watson will give up, and he'll give up and he'll just play. And they also drafted Davis Mills in the second round. I think they're going to cross quarterback off because I don't think they're going to. Maybe in 2022, if Davis Mills doesn't do well and they trade Deshaun Watson, I could definitely see them taking Sam Howell. But for now, give me them. I'm going to have them taking Kayvon Thibodeau. Third pick in the draft, Jacksonville Jaguars. This is pretty tough. I don't really know what they could go right here. I definitely think it's a possibility they go corner. And Derek Stingley could be their guy. But I also would like them to go like a guy like DeMarvin Leal. But I'm going to have them go with the safe pick and Derek Stingley Jr. I think they could use a little bit more help at corner. They got C.J. Henderson, Sidney Jones, so they got some decent corners. But C.J. Henderson was very quiet, and Stingley's just very good. He's one of the best corners, and he was outstanding. He's outstanding at LSU. I think he'll break out this season. And I think they could really use help on the corner side of the ball. So give me Derek Stingley for the Jags. The fourth pick in the draft, the Eagles, this is very tough because I could see them go. I really could see them go linebacker Christian Harris. I could see them going Christian Harris. But at the same time, do they go Sam Howell? I don't think they do. I think they got to go with Christian Harris out of Alabama. I could see them going quarterback, but I think Jalen Hurts is the guy. I think if they're better than the Jags and Texans and Lions, then I think Hurts is the guy. Because for them to have the fourth pick in the draft, Hurts is going to have to play pretty well. And I think Hurts is the guy. He had some great moments. He's going to have a better supporting cast. He's going to have Devontae Smith. He's going to have healthy Dallas Goedert, and he's going to have possibly healthy Zach Ertz. And I think they got to address the defense side of the ball. The linebacker game is a mess. They didn't address it in the draft. Give me Christian Harris for the Eagles. The Bengals at pick 5, they got to address the offensive line still. Evan Neal out of Alabama. Evan Neal's going to address that left tackle position. They didn't go offensive line. In the first round last season, they went Jamar Chase. They did go it in the later rounds, but I just don't think that's enough. I think they got to go again. And I think Evan Neal's going to be able to fill in that spot for left tackle that they've had need in. Jonah Williams at right tackle. He can honestly fill in the need in the interior. Evan Neal's just such a great player, and he's such a big piece on that amazing Alabama offensive line. The Jets with the sixth pick in the draft. The Jets, I would like to see them go. The Jets could go anything right here. I mean, they're not going quarterback. They're not going running back. They could go Chris Olave out of Ohio State. Not really many talented tight ends. They could go offensive line, but I think they're gonna go defense, and I think they gotta go up in the middle. Drake Jackson wouldn't be a terrible pick. Owen Popo, I think, would be a good pick, but not at pick 6. But I think I'm gonna have them go to Marvin Leal. Yeah, that's I'm gonna have them go Drake Jackson out of USC. I think he's a great pick. I think he's very talented out of USC. He's got speed, he's got size, and the Jets really need that. Now they do have a good defense, but a decent defense, but it still needs work on the front seven. It doesn't have much depth. It's got good corners. I mean, they got Brian Poole, they got a pretty good corner game, but I think they got to prioritize up the middle. Drake Jackson would be able to fill in at edge rusher. Evan Mosley's getting up there in age, and he could definitely be a good player for them to pair up with, of course, Carl Lawson and Quinnen Williams. I think Quinnen Williams is more of an up-the-gut guy, and Lawson's an edge rusher, so you can pair him up with Carl Lawson on the edge. Pick 7, the Giants. I very much doubt that the Giants will have the 7th pick in the draft. I expect them to be up here in the late teens, this would be. Wait, I think this is the Bears pick. I don't know. The Giants. I think they got to address the quarterback need. I think they go Sam Howell. I think Sam Howell's the pick right here. It's a drop for Sam Howell, but Daniel Jones isn't the guy. Daniel Jones he turns the ball over way too much. And as an NC State fan, Howell's been torching us ever since Mitch Trubisky left. Sam Howell is a very good player. He's a good pocket passer, and he reminds me of a mix of like Ryan Tannehill and Baker Mayfield. Very good player. Sam Howell's going to go to the Giants at pick 7. And now I could see the Texans taking a chance on Howell. I could definitely see the Eagles taking a chance on Howell. But for now, I think they will both go defense, and I think the Giants will take Howell at 7. Pick 8, the Falcons. I think the Falcons also go quarterback, and that's Malik Willis at a Liberty. Malik Willis is very good. All right, Malik Willis is the biggest reason why Liberty had their Cinderella run getting into the top 25 rankings. I think he'll be even better this year. Maybe Malik Willis, he's decently fast, and he's a very good pocket passer, but I think Malik Willis is definitely great. Matt Ryan's getting up there in age. Matt Ryan's going to be he's getting in his late 30s. All right, he's not going to be able to perform at a high level. He'll still be putting up good yards. I think Malik Willis will be a good guy to have on the bench. Pick 9, the Broncos are also going quarterback. All right, that's going to be Kedon Slovis out of USC. Kedon Slovis is a very good quarterback. I think he's just going to keep on getting better. PFN has him as the 37th best player. I think he's a lot better than that. In the Broncos, they can't roll with Drew Lock, and they can't roll with Teddy Bridgewater. Drew Lock will probably be gone at the end of his contract, and I wouldn't be surprised if Bridgewater's gone at the end of his too. I think Slovis is a good pickup right here, and it's a bit of a reach, but I still think Denver's getting a good player. Pick 10, the Giants are picking again. I would like to see the Giants go Kyle Hamilton, but I don't think they really need to prioritize defense. I think they got to upgrade the offensive line. And one guy, they could go Kenyon Green. I think he's a very good player. I don't know about Charles Cross at pick 10. Not really any I don't think they need to go receiver. They could go Isaiah Spiller as a backup running back. Why? No. What? No, they wouldn't go running back in Big Ten. I'm going to have them go with Kenyon Green. to fill in that offensive line need. They still need help on the offensive line. They're not good by any means on the line. They lost Kevin Zeitler. They'll be able to replace him. And I think getting Howell and Green would be a great duo right here. Now, I'm probably going to be pathetically wrong on these, but I think Kenyon Green would be a good pick for the Giants at 10. Pick 11, the Washington football team. The Washington football team, I think they got to go quarterback. I think JT Daniels. I'm going to have them go JT Daniels. Now, remember, this draft board may look wrong, but if you think about it logically, the season hasn't started, and I expect JT Daniels to be amazing this season. JT Daniels will definitely be in the top 20 for best players by the end of the college football season. I think JT Daniels is a very good pick for them right here, and I think Daniels, he really will fill in that need because Alex Smith, he's pretty much gone. Fitzmagic, he's a good guy who can fill in for a year and get you a few good wins, but he's not a long-term option. We don't know if how Taylor Heineke will do at a consistent level, so I think JT Daniels would be a great pickup. Pick 12, the Raiders. The Raiders got to prioritize line, but their defense is absolutely horrible. Give me Kyle Hamilton for the Raiders. It's a very good steal. Kyle Hamilton, a part of that very solid Notre Dame defense. They were very good this season. They only limited. They allowed less points in the. They played pretty well against that very good Alabama offense in the Final Four, but it wasn't good enough, and they lost. But Kyle Hamilton, he's a great player. He's a good safety. He'll be able to fill in that need. They really need defensive help. I would like them to go to Marvin Leal. I would think that would be a good pick, but the secondary is also terrible. So I think the pick 13, the Panthers, they got a lot of young talent on offense or defense and offense. So I think it's got to be. I think I wouldn't be mad if they went to Marvin Leal. I really wouldn't be. I don't think they need to prioritize that, but I don't think they take a reach on Charles Cross. Yeah. I think they'll go to Marvin Leal right here. Yeah, to Marvin Leal out of Texas A&M. He's a very good pass rusher. He's got a good run support too. And I think Derek Brown, he's good. He just wasn't he wasn't a big name this season. And I just don't know about him being the long-term option. They got rid of Kawan Short. I think he can develop into a great player, but I think pairing him up with Leal would be great. Leal could honestly play left end, and then they could play Brown up the middle and then Burns at right end. Pick 14, the Minnesota Vikings. They will not have pick 14. I'm promising you that. They will be up here. But 14, this is tough. The Vikings. Chris Olave is an option. I don't think they're going wide receiver 3 right here. So I think they're going to go Zach Harrison out of Ohio State. He's a very good pass rusher. He's good on run support. And I think they need to prioritize because they're not all that great up the middle. I think they got a very underrated secondary. But it could still use some work. I mean, to pair up him with Danielle Hunter would be absolutely amazing. So give me Zach Harrison at pick 14. Pick 15, the Arizona Cardinals. The Arizona Cardinals, last thing they need is wide receiver. They could use offensive line. Charles Cross wouldn't be a bad pick. They also could use linebacker because it was Zavine Collins they took, so not really. They could use corner. And Kaiir Elam is going to be the pick out of Florida. They didn't take corner last season or this draft because I mean, who are they? They're not going to reach on Caleb Farley. All right, J.C. Horn was gone. Patrick Surtain was gone. Not going to reach on Farley. They just went linebacker, and I like that pick because I think Jordan Hooks is going to be done after this when his contract's up. Kyrie Lamb will be a good pick. He'll be able to fill in for the Patrick Peterson at the corner need. They got some good safety depth, but I think they could still use help on the corner side of the ball. He's a great player, so give me the Cardinals taking him at 15. Pittsburgh Steelers at pick 16. They got to go offensive line. Quite obvious. Give me them Charles Cross. Charles Cross, it's obvious. All right. They really need help on offensive line. They should have prioritized in the draft, but they didn't because they're the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm a Patriots fan, so of course I would say that. But they went Najee Harris. I mean, they went Pat Freiermuth. baby Gronk. He's not never. There will never be another Gronk. But Charles Cross, it's a good pick because I think they lost Alejandro Villanueva. Marquise Pouncey's almost done with his career. Really, aside from David DeCastro, the line's really weak. They took a few late picks, offensive linemen, but I think they got to prioritize it more. So give me Charles Cross. Pick 17, the New England Patriots will be going Chris Olave out of Ohio State. It's a bit of a reach. I just don't really know what team would take him. Um, maybe the Giants do, and maybe the Vikings do. But of that, I think it's a good pick for the Patriots. The Patriots are going to be surrounding, I think, on the receiving game. Um, I mean, Justin Ross, I think, is a late first rounder. Traylon Burks is very good. Garrett Wilson, very good as well. But I think Olave, he was so good this season. He was projected to go into the 2021 draft, but he was projected a late fifth rounder. So he just ended up staying. I think he's going to pop off this season. He's going to be the true number one target. He's going to be the trustworthy guy for the new quarterback at OSU. So I think Olave at 17. Pick 18. The Los Angeles Chargers. They address the offensive line need. I don't think they need to go that right there. I would like to see them go wide receiver, but I also think they got to prioritize corner. I don't think they're going to take a reach on Sevyn Banks. This is kind of tough for the Chargers. Do they go O-line? I don't think they do. I think they're going to go Garrett Wilson, the next Ohio State receiver. And my reasoning for this is because I think offensive line-wise, Garrett Wilson's a great player. They filled in offensive line needs. I don't think they're going to reach. And I really like this pick because I think Garrett Wilson, Keenan Allen's getting up there in age. We don't know how much longer Keenan Allen will be in his prime. He's almost 32. Keenan Allen, or no, he's 31, I think. I don't know. But he's not going to be as amazing in the future. Mike Williams, he's just kind of been a deep threat, not really special. So I think Garrett Wilson will be able to fill in as the third receiver. And next, the Dallas Cowboys. They got to go defense. Very obvious. Bubba Bolden would be a great pick. I think that's honestly something they should. Yeah, Bubba Bolden out of Miami. They addressed Micah Parsons in the draft. They addressed the linebacker need. Just they took a big reach in the second round at corner. So I think they got to address the secondary. It's going to be terrible this season. And Bubba Bolden is a great player out of Miami. He's going to be able to fill in that safety need. They need a lot on defense, a lot in the secondary mainly. But I think Bubba Bolden, they got to address the defense for the next few drafts. Pick 20, the Eagles. I don't know how the Eagles got this pick. Remind me in the comments down below. I think Traylon Burks out of Arkansas is a good pick for the Eagles because we don't know what's going on with their receiving game. Jalen Reagor, we don't know how he's going to play. He's okay. He didn't play well. J.J. Arcega-Whiteside a bust. Devontae Smith could be good. A little bit, he's undersized in terms of weight, but could be good. But Traylon Burks, he's very good out of Arkansas. He's a good deep threat. He's a good slot. Play in the slot if you need him to. I think they they go Traylon Burks. I could see them go edge rusher. I could see them going in the secondary, but I think it's a good pick, and I think the Eagles will take receiver Traylon Burks. Pick 21, the Tennessee Titans. I think wide receiver is a big need. Justin Ross wouldn't be a bad pick. George Pickens wouldn't be a bad pick. Don't need to go running back, obviously. This is tough for the Titans. Because they don't need edge because they got Harold Landry. I don't think Justin Ross would be a bad pick. Yeah, I'm gonna have them go Justin Ross. Their receiving core is AJ Brown. I mean, this changes drastically if Julio Jones goes to the Titans. They're not taking a receiver. But AJ Brown, amazing. Josh Reynolds isn't a wide receiver too. And then they just took a few late round guys. So Justin Ross, I think, would be a good pick for them. He's outstanding at Clemson. You pair him up with AJ Brown, it's going to be lethal. Pick 22, the Colts. They also got to go wide receiver. They're not going to reach George Pickens. I think they could take, but I think the Colts honestly could trade down right here. But we're not doing trades because they're too early to predict. I think Colts. Yeah, I think they could use Justin Ross. Desmond Ritter. They could go quarterback, depending on how Carson Wentz does. I think the Colts will trade back. They got nothing to go right here. Already an amazing O-line. They could go offensive guard. Yeah, I think they could go Zion Nelson and move him to guard. Rasheed Walker. But I'm going to have them go. I think I'm going to. This is tough. Yeah, I'm gonna actually have them go George Karlaftis out of Purdue. I think he'll be able to fill in. He'll be able to play well. He'll be able to play well with Darius Leonard on the outside. They got an underrated defense, but I still think they could use a little bit of help on the defensive side of the ball in terms of the edge rusher situation. They could go corner. The Jets at 23. They still could use a lot. Isaiah Spiller, I wouldn't be mad at. But I'm going to go Jalen Weidermeyer out of Texas A&M. I don't know if I said that right, but he's a very good player. And the Jets need a tight end. All right, Ryan Griffin they got Chris Herndon, but they're still not great players. Neither one of them is capable of being a number one tight end. They could pair him up. Who'd they go earlier in the draft? I had them go Drake Jackson. They could pair him up with Zach Wilson and all that young talent on offense. I think it would be a good pick. The Saints at 24. The Saints got to go quarterback, to be honest. Jameis, depending on how Jameis Winston does, and that's the Saints won't have the 24th pick in the draft. Let's face it, they're going to be down here. So Desmond Ritter, I wouldn't be mad at. Who would take Desmond Ritter here? None of these teams are taking a quarterback. Yeah, so the Saints, this is tough. Got to go corner. Yeah, they go Desmond Ritter. Jameis Winston's unquestionable. He was in a tough system with the Bucs, who naturally they throw a lot of interceptions. Tom Brady we saw throw a lot of interceptions. He threw 11 this year, which is rare for Brady. But I think Ritter would be a good pick because Taysom Hill isn't a quarterback. He's not going to be. They're not going to have a top pick in the draft if Taysom Hill, or they're not going to be at 24 if Taysom Hill's QB. Jameis, I'm still kind of questionable about because I don't know how he'll adapt, and I don't know if the Saints are going to start Jameis Winston. So I think Desmond Ritter will be a good pick. They took Ian Book. I think he's out of the conversation. But Desmond Ritter could be. I very well could be wrong. Pick 25, the Browns. Honestly, they don't need. What do they need? The Browns. They could go nose tackle, but I don't think they're reaching. It's tough with the Browns because they don't need a lot. Safety they could use Jordan Battle. Offensive tackle they don't need a line, obviously. Wide receiver wouldn't be a bad pick. What do the Browns need? I think they're gonna go corner or safety. Like, I wouldn't be mad at Jordan Battle. So Jordan Battle out of Alabama. We've seen reaches in the past, and I think it's not a bad pick because I think the Browns could trade down, but Jordan Battle out of Alabama, he's a good player. Another is Texas A&M with that stacked class. The Miami Dolphins at 26. I think they could go Isaiah Spiller. and I think they will go Isaiah Spiller out of Texas A&M. I don't see why not. All right, Myles Gaskin, he's for sure not a number one running back. He's not going to take all the snaps. And I think Spiller, you look at him, he's a very good player, and I would like to see him with the Miami Dolphins. He would get a decent amount of snaps, and the Dolphins could go offensive line, but give me the Isaiah Spiller. Pick 27, the Baltimore Ravens. Baltimore Ravens got to go. I think they got to go edge. Kingsley Enagbar. Kingsley Enagbar. Out of South Carolina. I think it's a good pick. I think they got it. They took Jason away this year, but I still think they need help on the edge. Matthew Judon left. Calais Campbell's going to be leaving, so they'll probably slide some guys over. But I think in Baltimore, they're still going to want to pair up Jason away with a good edge rusher. Kingsley Enagbar is going to be a good pick. Lions at pick 28. This is the Rams pick. So the Lions, they could think they got to go offensive line, and that's Zion. Who do I like better, Rasheed Walker, Zion Nelson? I think I'm gonna have them go Zion Nelson. Yeah, best player available, Zion Nelson. He's a good player. It's just really about the Lions could take anyone at this point. They took Penei Sewell. They're trying to replace that other tackle need, and there you go. You get Zion Nelson. The Packers at 29. Packers. I mean, as always, the Packers need a wide receiver, but they're the Packers. They're not taking a first-round wide receiver. I think the Packers will address the. They don't need much defense. They could go D tackle, but I don't think they're reaching. They could use offensive line help because, yeah, I think they're gonna take the replacement from Bryant. They got Elton Jenkins. All right, it's okay. They could move him inside, or they can move Elton Jenkins inside. But I think Rasheed Walker a good pick. He can play. He's versatile on the offensive line. Really, the Packers they need a replacement for Corey Linsley. And Tyler Linderbaum would have been a better pick. But the Bills at 30. The Bills got to go with power back. Breece Hall. Is he a power back? Oh, CJ Vertle's in this class. Cool. Bills. Yeah, let's have him go Breece Hall out of Iowa State. He's a good player. And the Bills need running attack help. Devin Singletary isn't all that great. And then, of course, Zach Moss. He had his flashes, but not really a starter. Bucks at 31. Could go wide receiver. Could go edge. Aiden Hutchinson wouldn't be bad. Best player available, honestly. Yes, Sven Banks out of Ohio State. Best player available. I don't see why not. The Bucks, they still need a little bit of corner help. Jamel Dean is a rising corner. He's pretty good. And then Carlton Davis, he's pretty good. Sean Murphy-Bunting, he's pretty good. But none of those guys were corner number one. Sven Banks could be in a corner 2 or corner 3. And then the Chiefs at 32 will cap it off. Going wide receiver, and that will be John Mechty. I don't know how to say that. But there you go. There's the draft. They need to go wide receiver too. They don't have one. Mecole Hardman's more special teams, and yeah, they need to fill in that need. So there you go. There's the draft. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Tell me your thoughts in the comments down below. Tell me what you think of the draft and who you think will go number 1 overall. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.